everyone, welcome to today's lesson. Today we'll continue with the topic fractions, and our focus would be learning how to tell the fractions of the multiple parts of a shape, and also how to tell the fractions of objects and shapes in a group. When we have a fraction like this, 1 over 2, which is half, the number at the top, which is 1, is called the numerator. Say it, the numerator. While the number at the bottom, which is 2, is called the denominator. So fractions is like saying numerator divided by denominator. We can divide shapes into halves, thirds, fourths, and so on. But if two parts are added together, how can we tell the fraction of just their two parts? Let's look at this example. What is the fraction of the brown colored halves of this shape? Here, the number of the colored parts would be the numerator. It would be on top of the fraction, while the total number of the parts would be the denominator. It would be at the bottom of the fraction. How many parts did we divide the circle into? We divided the circle into two halves. And how many halves are colored brown? Only one of its halves is colored brown. So the fraction of the brown colored halves would be 1 over 2 or 1/2, because the number of the brown colored parts is 1, and it would be on top as the numerator, while the total number of all the parts, which is 2, will be below as the denominator. What is the fraction of the green colored thirds of this shape? Here we have 3/3, and 2 of its thirds are colored green. And this is a Nigerian flag, and it's also rectangular in shape. The fraction of the green colored thirds would be 2/3 or 2 over 3, because we divided the shape into 3 equal parts, and 2 out of its parts are colored green. So 2 is on top, while 3, which is the total number of parts we divided the rectangle into, would be below. 2 is the numerator, while 3 would be the denominator. What is the fraction of the brown colored fourths of this shape? First of all, how many parts did we divide the diamond shape into? We divided the diamond shape into 4 equal parts. Now, how many fourths are colored brown? Only 3/4 are colored brown. So the fraction of the brown colored fourths would be 3 over 4 or 3/4. Remember, the number of the colored parts of the shape we divided will be the numerator. That is, it would be on top of the fraction, while the total number of parts of the shape that was divided would be the denominator. Let's look at more examples. What fraction of the shapes are squares? First, how many squares are there? There are 3 squares here. And how many shapes do we have here? We have 5 shapes, 3 squares and 2 circles. So the fraction of the number of squares would be 3/5 or 3 over 5, because we only have 3 squares out of 5 shapes. So 3 will be on top as the numerator, while 5 will be below as the denominator. Which shape shows us the fraction 1 over 3 or 1/3? The triangle, which was divided into 3 parts, shows us the fraction 1 over 3. The 1 is the number of the colored parts, while the 3 is the total number of parts the triangle was divided into, and it's the denominator. Here are some activities for you to do. Make sure you answer them correctly and I'll see you in the next lesson. Bye.